Lindenwood head coach Jed Stugart, the team 49-38 winners over Western Illinois, and what was an offensive-minded game. His freshman running back named National Freshman of the Week by Stats Perform for his performance. This week, they're back in action at Tennessee Tech on Saturday. So, Coach, just some thoughts on your team, and we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, just a resilient win. Kind of proud of the grit our guys showed. Especially defensively, they, obviously there was a lot of points in that game. It's an exciting game if you're an offensive fan, and I know defensively they, first of all, to Joe's team, just very very good offense. I got to say, sometimes people, and fans and everybody kind of wonder what happened. And, you got to give credit to people that create that kind of stress. And, they do a really nice job. The quarterback's really good. They got two receivers that are really, really good. And I just give them a lot of credit because that, obviously in 1 year's time, they've done an incredible job. They're just a different football team and give them a lot of credit. So, at the end of the day, fourth quarter, our defense really kind of rose up, created, I think 3 turnovers in that quarter, and started making some plays that way because we were having a hard time getting off the field on third down. They were really efficient on third down. That was what was killing us. But when our defense needed to make a play, they did. And then our offense just was very consistent all game. Our quarterback's been playing smarter and smarter and playing really efficient football and taking care of the ball. And then we had some obviously just a really exciting day for Steve Hall. I mean, just he just keeps getting better and better and having almost a record-setting day, pretty close for a school record there, but for a single game rushing and so really, really happy for him and getting some national honors. Local kid, MICDS. So we love that for him. And so anyway, now we get ready to move on here.
We were talking right before we started. The game had over 1,200 yards of total offense. So if you're a defensive coordinator, defensive mind in this game, I mean, is that a negative, or is the game just what it is, and every game's something different? SEMO and UT Martin had a shootout like that sort of earlier this season.
Yeah, I think Coach and I would both probably be sitting there, wondering, you go back and look at the film, and I think it was 2 very good offenses playing that day. I think I always, and me, I came from the defensive side kind of my whole career, and so. As the defensive coach, you kind of, those kind of sting a little bit. But, really at the end of the day, I've always been, all the stats and all the things that I've ever really concerned about. And although this wasn't great, when you talk about scoring defense, at the end of the day, you just got to score more points than the other team. And then if something's not working, you got to figure out another way to make a play. And I think that's what our guys did. We started punching at the ball. We started attacking the ball when we're tackling. We got some of them out, and that's what was vital. But yeah, you're going to have these, and I think for a fan's sake, it was an exciting game. I mean, 4 quarters of just entertaining football, and I think but us coaches are the ones that just want it to be a lot simpler.
Again, and more on Steve Hall. I believe he now leads all freshmen nationally in rushing, and he's doing it on a team where you've said you have 3 running backs that you all, and a quarterback who's mobile too. So, I mean, in my mind, that is even more impressive what he's been doing.
Yeah, and first of all, credit, our offensive line is doing an incredible job. I mean, that, for all 3 running backs, they've all had kind of their day. Tez has had a breakout day. Giamo has had a little breakout day, and of course Steve had a breakout day. And we love that 3-headed kind of rotation and monster, whatever you want to call it, just kind of one in, one out, and it kind of keeps that same intensity to the defense. But man, it starts with up front with our guys up front. Man, they're just the unsung heroes. They do a really good job, and they're creating running lanes for these guys, and that's where it starts. And Steve acknowledges that all the time to his team and to the media and everybody that asks him. They kind of know what the job that's getting done in front of him. But it is kind of unique, because some people might feel like he's a feature back, and we just don't really have a feature back. one starts, next one rotates, and we even got another one sitting there that could start as well. Just isn't getting as many reps, and that's a blessing to have that kind of depth at the running back position.
Well, let's talk about your opponent then this week in Tennessee Tech and what you have seen from.
Yeah, I just got done watching some more before I jumped on with you. I think Bobby's done a really good job there. I always kind of tend to start watching offense first, just kind of my nature. And quarterback's very efficient. In fact, they've had two quarterbacks been efficient. I mean, sometimes you kind of look at the efficiency and what you feel like you got to do. Defensively, they're speaking of our run game, they've done a great job. I think they're holding their opponents to under 100 yards rushing, which is very impressive. And getting to what now that I'm starting to watch a lot of these games, you always kind of see the overall assessment is it's a well-coached team and very sound team. And so so facing that and kind of knowing we got to get our confidence back defensively. And again, you're facing another pretty efficient quarterback. We got to kind of be prepared. In college football, you never know who's going to trot out there, so you're always going to be having to pay attention to the history of their whole season and just kind of be prepared. And then we kind of talked to our team a little bit about when you go on the road, you always got to kind of you got to kind of win the extras, the stuff off the field. I mean, they've got to, there's going to be a unique situation there. They got a lot of construction going on. Your locker room's probably not going to be the typical locker room right now. So you got to kind of be prepared mentally for those types of things. So you're not caught off guard and things like that. And so we've talked about the trip. We've talked about the environment there and that it's, and we talk about that in every road game. I mean, you got to be prepared for, what's not normal to you here at home. You got to be prepared for on the road. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough environment to play in. They're a very good team, and we got to get some confidence back defensively, and I'm really excited for them to accept that challenge this week in practice. And but we got to be prepared. They're a good, solid football team.
That's all we got for you this morning, Coach. Appreciate your time. Best of luck, and then we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Kyle.